Hey guys, so for today's video, I have a full face of first impressions using all drugstore products. I'm so excited for this. I told you guys recently that I actually set up a new system in my beauty room where I'm keeping all new products, and it was just so easy to like go in and choose all these new items, and I realized I had a ton of drugstore stuff. So I figured we need to do a drugstore full face first impressions. So hopefully you guys are excited for this video. If you are interested in checking out how I got this super kind of bronzy, rose, goldy, metallic-y ensemble, I don't even know. If you guys are interested in checking out this look, then make sure to keep on watching. Okay, so the first product we're gonna test out is this Nyx Pore Filler. I've actually been wanting to try this for the longest time, so I purchased it at the drugstore a couple weeks ago, and I showed you guys my drugstore haul. This is how it looks, just like a nice silicone. Ooh, I like how thick it is. A lot of silicone primers are relatively, I feel like I need a little bit more. Pretty thin feeling, which I'm okay with, but sometimes I like a good like thick one because it makes me feel like it's really getting in there and creating that perfect fill for the pores. So I like the texture of this a lot. So for foundation today, I am so excited because I actually am going to be trying out the new Covergirl Vitalist Elixir. So I want to just mention quickly, this has a different name in Canada. If you're from the US, I think it's called the Healthy Elixir or something like that. Either way, whatever. It's the same formula, same foundation, just different name. So this is the new Covergirl Vitalist Elixir foundation and sunscreen. This has SPF 20. I'm really hoping it doesn't give flashback. You guys will be able to tell if it gives flashback because all of my selfies are taken with flash. So if you see obviously this look posted on my Instagram and through the thumbnail and stuff, you'll see if it gives flashback. So hopefully not. So I have two different shades here, 655 Soft Honey and 657 Golden Tan. I think this is gonna be too deep. So I think maybe Soft Honey should be good. It says it's a lightweight full coverage, so claims to be full coverage. We'll see. I'm like the full coverage queen. So if something says it's full coverage, I need to test it out. I love the packaging. It reminds me so much of the Estee Lauder Double Wear, just like the bottle. And then obviously the colors are different than the Double Wear, but I think it's such cool packaging. So this is how Soft Honey looks. Hoping it matches me. I think it should be a pretty good match. Oh, so it has a scent, which I'm not crazy about. It's like a soft, oh my god, it smells almost like, I know this sounds weird, but like old lady powder. Like, you know, body powder that like used to use back in the day? That's what it smells like. Okay, so this is the amount that I'm gonna stick with, that I'm going to apply. I feel like for a full coverage foundation, this amount should be pretty good. So I guess we'll see. Maybe I'll do the other half of my face with a brush. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Ooh. By the way, don't mind this little like spot in my face. I don't know what it is, but it seems to be like a dry patch or something, and then my tan kind of clung to it, so whatever. This looks really nice. It's super matte, I will say, super duper matte. I feel like I would love this with a hydrating primer underneath, like maybe the Marc Jacobs Coconut. Super smooth. Because it is super matte, like it blends out nicely, but you know, you need to work with it a little bit more, obviously. I've actually been loving this new Tarte foundation brush, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that and see how it works with the brush. Really nice, you guys. This color is a pretty good match. It's a little bit like it matches my arms, but not my chest as much, so I might have to just kind of like blend it down a little bit. So I like it with the brush as well, actually. The brush definitely gave a little bit more coverage, of course. This foundation actually doesn't say whether or not it's supposed to be matte or dewy or anything, but it's definitely a very matte foundation. Okay, so next product we're gonna test out, I'm a little bit nervous for because I don't know if the color is going to be good, but this is the Wet n Wild dual-ended contour stick. So it comes with a highlight shade as well. I'm not gonna test the highlight shade because it's just way too light. This is in the shade medium/tan. I don't know how pigmented this is, so I'm just gonna put about that much. And let's see. Okay, so that's about how pigmented it is. So this is definitely like a nice neutral shade. It's not too cool, but it's definitely not as warm as I would typically like, but it is nice to I mean, it's called a contour stick. So I don't really expect it to be more of a bronzer and be warm. I think this is actually a great color to contour with. The formula is really nice too. Like, I mean, you guys can already see it's blending out very nicely and applying really nice. Okay, so I really want to test out this Maybelline product as well. This is their Master Strobing Liquid Illuminating Highlighter, and this is in the shade Medium/Nude Glow. From what I checked on the swatch, let's see, this is a little bit of like a, yeah, a little bit of like a rose gold type of shade. So that'll be interesting. So I think what I'm gonna do is just take a little bit on my beauty blender, spread it out with my finger, and then just apply it. I'm gonna have to kind of squish it. And just dab it up. Pretty, gives like a really nice soft glow. At first when you apply it, it seems full coverage, but when you do blend it out, it is more of a soft glow, you know, not as like intense. So next, I want to test out this L'Oreal Infallible Paints Blush Palette. This is in the shade 230 Blush, that's all it says. So here are the shades, really pretty spring and summer shades, and what I love about this is you can kind of mix these two and maybe create more of like a peachy shade instead of completely orange and then completely pale pink. I just think it's really pretty. So I actually think that what I might do is mix this shade and this shade. So let's see how these apply on the cheeks. Really pretty, not overly pigmented, but they still look really nice and natural. And they're not too powdery, like the kickback on the palette isn't intense. These are the e.l.f. HD highlighting powders, and this one's in the shade Sunset Glow. So I was really excited. I'm like, oh my god, e.l.f. came out with like legit highlights. Because I know they have their baked highlights, which I like, but they're a little bit dry, I find. And so I was really excited. But when I swatched these and then like had them on the eyes, I didn't test them on the face, but I tested them on the eyes. They seemed a little dull and dry looking, so I'm a little bit like hesitant to try it. I am going to try it on its own and then I will wet it. I'm sure if you wet it, it will give that intense look, but for me personally, it's like a highlight should be good on its own and wetting it should only be a bonus. Like, you shouldn't have to wet a highlight. So it's nice, it's pretty, it's pretty. It's definitely not as dry as I expected. It actually reminds me a lot of the Kylie highlighters. They're not totally dry, but they just have a little bit of this dullness to them. But it does have some nice shine back. Like, you see, it shines really nicely. I just wish it looked a little bit more healthy on the skin, a little bit more. It's not that bad. So I'm just gonna take a little bit and wet it. Oh no. It ended up just looking like a total blob on the skin. Do you guys see that? Yeah, it ended up just, I'm gonna have to wipe it off and use the brush to really blend this out. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it ended up just totally, oh no, it's not blending out now. Yeah, so it ended up wetting it, like it just didn't, the formula just doesn't work wet. It ended up not being able to really blend out. So the next product I want to test out is this NYX Micro Brow Pencil. To be honest with you guys, I can't remember if I've tried this pencil before, like when it first released. I don't think I have though. Anyways, this is in the shade Ash Brown, which I think should be a pretty good match. I don't know, lately I like to do my brows pretty natural, so I'm not even gonna get up close to a mirror. I'm just gonna do them like looking far away and see where it needs to be outlined and filled in. You know what I'm so excited for? The new season, or last season actually, of Bloodlines just released on Netflix on Friday, and I haven't had a chance all weekend to watch it, but I'm excited AF to watch it this week. I'm gonna be pretty busy, like obviously filming, editing, and uploading videos this week, but hopefully towards the end of the week, maybe Friday or Thursday, I'll be able to make some time and watch it. I love that series, it's so good. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Let's talk about the pencil. It's not extremely pigmented, but I like that because sometimes brow pencils can come on too strong and it kind of like intimidates me. I prefer to work with a pomade most of the time, but this is nice. I'm gonna see if I can get more pigment out of it and just deepen up my brows a little bit. Yeah, so if you press a little bit harder, of course you can get a little bit more pigment, but I like that it's not totally like so strong right off the bat. So I'm really excited for the eyes because I have a couple drugstore palettes to test out. The first two I'm so excited for. These are the new, at least they're pretty new to me. Like I didn't, anyways, I don't know when these released, but I think they're new. These are the Rimmel Magnified Eyeshadow Contouring Palette. And I picked up 2 different shades, as you can see. This is the shade Keep Calm and Wear Gold, and then this is the shade Grunge Glamour. So I also have the NYX Lid Lingerie Shadow Palette that they just sent out to me. I'm not sure if this is new, but how adorbs does that look with like the cute little lilac and pinky peach shade in there. Then you have a beautiful warm shade. So I'm excited to kind of dabble into all of these. I couldn't choose one, so we're gonna dabble into all. And I might also dabble into this. This is the Physicians Formula, what is this called? Shimmer Strips. Extreme Shimmer Custom Eyeshadow Enhancing Shadow and Liner in the shade Gold Nude. And how pretty does that look? All right, so I think the first thing I'm gonna do is test out this shade right here. So, nice pigment. Kind of came up on the brush nicely. Let's see. We're just gonna dust that all over the crease. It's gonna be a really like light, quick transition. So I wanna pick up this shade right here. I feel like it'll be a nice kind of contour tan shade for the lid, or sorry, for the crease. Ooh, super pigmented. Like I just tapped it a little bit. So let's see. So I think I want to pick up this shade in the NYX palette. I'm just going to apply that in the crease. I'm just trying to create a lot of dimension in the crease. I want this to be like an all matte kind of crease look, and then maybe like a bit of shimmer in the inner corner, we'll see. So starting from here, I'm just gonna work on that lower lash line, and I'm just going to apply the same shades that we did and just kind of put it underneath there. So going back into this really nice paler shade, I'm just gonna set this on the lid. So picking up this really nice deep rich brown, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of create a little bit of a shadow liner. So now we're gonna see how these work, and I think I'm actually gonna pick up this really beautiful shade right here and just apply that in the inner corner. So here we go, no spray, no water. Well, that's pretty. So it's more of like a shimmer. Like it's not a foil, it's more of like a loose shimmer glitter. So now that I just wet it, I'm gonna see how it applies wet. Really nice. So now it applies a little bit more like a foil. So I just went ahead and applied some falsies, and now we're gonna move on to the lips. So this isn't a new product for me, but I am going to apply the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in London. I think I wanna wear a gloss today, which I'm actually going to be testing out a new gloss. So I just kinda want a base first. So London is a really nice drugstore nude. So I really want to test this out. I purchased this at the drugstore a few weeks ago. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Lip Gloss 8-Hour Lip Gloss in the shade Suede 805. It's a really pretty like nude metallic, it seems like, so I'm kind of curious. How beautiful. And it smells really nice. It's funny because it actually matches my shirt. So pretty, and I love this applicator. It's like a really nice pointed doe foot. Makes it so easy to apply. So that is it. That completes this look, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed obviously seeing my first impressions on these drugstore products. I'm absolutely obsessed with this lip gloss. It's such a pretty shade, but not only that, the formula is nice and thick, so I feel like it actually will last. You know what I mean? It's not super slippery. So if you guys enjoyed watching my full face of first impressions, then please don't forget to like, thumbs up so that I can keep doing them. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll of course see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.